we are finally getting some sunshine. I won't say that it's warm here, but it is slightly above freezing here, which feels like a heat wave after it being in the teens and 20s for the past, I can't even remember how many days. Can't even remember the last time I was outside in the sunshine where it was not absolutely frigid. So this weekend, my goal is to clean up some of projects that I've been avoiding doing because it's been way too cold outside, and hopefully starting to sow some winter seeds that can be beautiful spring blooms. So let's start with the first not fun project, which is the need to clean up my hose that is unfortunately still attached to the house. All right, here we go. This thing has been stuck for months. I've not been able to move it. And so, of course, frozen in the snow, that's got to be the right time to remove it, right?
It's been waiting for the right day, like the right day ever comes. Now it's Friday and nothing's changed.
Okay, let's be real. Going outside in the wintertime is really not that much fun. It is cold, there is not much daylight, and you need like 18 layers to even be remotely comfortable. But even if it is difficult, you should try to get up and go outside and be in your garden or a park or some place nearby where you can feel the sunshine on your face for at least a few minutes a day. It is honestly so beneficial to you, for your health, for your mental health, for feeling connected to nature, for getting your body moving, for getting time away from the screens, to just go outside, even if it's cold, even if you could only stand to be out there for 5 or 6 minutes, it's still worth it. And this day I was frustrated because I couldn't unattach the hose, and so I basically finished sowing my wildflower seeds into the snow and then packed it in and went back inside to start again the next day. And that's okay too. You're not always going to finish a project. Things are not always going to work out perfectly. Sometimes you just have to do what you can, respect the amount of energy you have that day, give yourself some grace, and move on.
Over
So one of the projects I really wanted to tackle was repurposing my Christmas tree from inside the house. I am a person who loves a real tree. I love the smell of a real tree. I love the feel of a real tree. I knew that if you had an artificial tree and you kept it for like 20 years, then that probably would be, just as a sustainable option. But I did try to look for local tree farms that were not spraying or using any pesticides, that were reasonably using environmentally friendly practices. And I was excited because I had this tree and I didn't want to just throw it away. And I know that there are some cities where you can put your tree out on the curb and they'll mulch it for you. And if that's an option that works for you, that's fine. But I also wanted to offer this as another option for what to do with your Christmas tree when you're done with it being inside the house. So today I'm turning my Christmas tree into a bird feeder stand. So it's great because it can provide both shelter for the birds to hide in, and I'm going to make some cute little DIY bird feeders a bit later on that I can hang from the tree to feed the birds. I have really wanted to buy like one of those cute stand things that people hang bird feeders from, and I probably will at some point, but for now my Christmas tree will do. Heading inside because it is too cold to stay out for very long, and shifting to some indoor gardening. I was at the nursery picking up some potting soil for another project I'm working on, and I decided that it would be really nice if I had some fresh herbs growing inside the house in the kitchen that I could sort of just pick from as I'm cooking and just have around all the time, to have a little sense, a little feeling of the garden season even during the winter time, while we can't grow things like oregano or rosemary outside. So bringing those things in for the winter time is a good way for me to reconnect with gardening, which is something I love to do, and get my hands a little dirty and just have some fun, have some gardening fun, even while I can't grow all the things that I like to grow outside. So redirecting for a wintertime activity. I'm not doing anything too fancy for this potting up. Basically just using some organic potting mix, mixing up a little bit of water into it to pre-moisten the soil, and adding a bit of earthworm castings for a little extra nutrients. You also could use just a general all-purpose fertilizer, or you could fertilize later with a liquid fertilizer. Because these are nursery starts, not at-home starts, I know that they've probably already been fertilized quite heavily, so I really don't need to add a ton. The main thing I'm doing here is making sure the soil is not too dry. Although both oregano and what's the other herb I have? Rosemary. Both of those like a drier soil. The air inside the house is also very dry and they will dry out quickly. So I wanted to get the soil ready so that they could be healthy. And then I'll plop in my herb starts. And I really wish I had bought 3. Like, it just would have been so much more beautiful if I had 3 little starts in this long planter. But I didn't really have a plan for this. This was definitely an impulse purchase. I was at the nursery really only to get the soil, and then I saw the herbs and I was like, oh, it would be so nice to have some herbs growing inside right now. I should do a little kitchen garden. And it is a cute idea, and I am already enjoying it. However, if I had planned to do this, I probably would have bought 3. It would have filled the space better. But I have an abundance of seeds, and part of what I'm trying to do in this era, while I'm trying to spend less money, is to just use up things that I already have. So rather than running out to get a 3rd herb to fill this container, I'm going to start some seeds instead to fill the spot. And hopefully, within a couple weeks, it'll fill out and it'll look beautiful. One of the things that I'm trying to do as a part of my no spend challenge for January is to do activities that are either free or very inexpensive. So for this craft, I created a couple with my little one already, but I thought it would be great for you to try as well. If you have kids in your life or just need something to do to get off of the screens, you can grab some toilet paper tubes or paper towel tubes if you have those, cut them down, and essentially you can add any type of nut butter that you would like. Peanut butter, almond butter, if you have allergies to those, sunflower seed butter or sun butter works just as well. And you spread that over your toilet paper tube and then roll it in birdseed. You may have to kind of pick up the seeds and sort of smush them in. I found that this actually does work better if you have pine cones. So if you have access to those in your yard, or if you can collect some pine cones, on the side of the street or something, that could work just as well. I've had really good success with that. But if you don't live in a place where pine trees grow, you can also use toilet paper tubes as a way to upcycle them and use them one more time before they become waste. Ideally, you want to use things that are like an unbleached cardboard and a type of a twine that is just a natural twine, because those will decompose and then you don't have to worry about going out to recollect the tubes or the string and throw them away. However, if you don't have that, just use whatever you have. And if you do use ribbon or some sort of non-compostable twine, make sure that you are going out to collect that twine and throw it away once you're done. However, if you do use a natural twine, one of the benefits of that, in addition to the fact that you won't have to go back out and collect it and throw it away, birds can actually use that twine or that rope in their nest building, so it can continue to be useful for the animals if you leave it out there. That is, however, only for natural twine. If you have anything that's got sort of like a plasticky ribbon or something in it, don't leave that out there. You'll have to go and collect that once all the birds have eaten all the seed off your bird feeders. I'm also adding some dried oranges. These are just for fun because they're super pretty.
Okay, our tree is a little topsy-turvy. I'm gonna try and use some garden stakes to hammer it in. We'll see how that goes. Okay, well, that spot's pretty frozen. Let's try some heavy bricks to hold it down. The base at least feels stable. Tree on the other hand. Good enough. Hi. Here we go. Our recycled toilet paper tube bird feeders. I'm gonna hang them mostly on this side of the tree because I want to be able to watch the birds from my kitchen window. And I won't really be able to see anything if they are on the other side of the tree. So this is the first time I've used the TP tubes to do this. So I don't know whether the long string is ideal or the short string is ideal. we are going to discover that together. Okay. And these are just for decoration. I don't anticipate the birds are gonna actually care about the dried oranges, but it's all natural materials, just natural twine and dried oranges. So they definitely will decompose if they're not eaten. But this is to give some color to our tree. Thank you so much for joining me today in the garden and in the house to sow some seeds for a future spring garden and dress up a tree for the birds for winter time. Stay tuned next time where we'll be doing more fun DIY crafts, more things to set up our garden for nature. If you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy my turning wintertime blues into bliss video that I posted last year around this time, where I also did a version of a pinecone bird feeder, and that one is just super fun. So I will post that one in the cards for you to watch. Until the next time, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.